Hello everyone and welcome to Agare Capital. And in today's video I'm going to be breaking down this whole process of trades that I had today going on and how I still finished the day down about 7.8%. So let's start off with this first trade right here. This was yesterday night. I ended up taking this trend line break trade. I saw this trend line right here going down. Price resistance level of support right here on the left, and we had a push higher closing above the trend line, so decided to enter, and we reversed, went back to my entry. I still kept holding the trade and ended up exiting right here for a good about 20 points, right? So 20 points is a good amount. And this next trade right here I was looking for was a limit order, right? So limit orders are orders that you just place the order and price reaches that level, it gets activated, and the trade runs. So my order got activated right here. I had a something like 4 or 5 point stop, and then ended up moving my stop all the way to the low of the candle, and this was the first trade of the day for about 2.4 win. So ended up starting the day winning. This was exactly between 9:45 to 9 to 10. So this one trade was made me up about 2.4, and on the day after that I was up about 1.2 overall. And so I started to look at the whole market and everything that was going on, right? And this was, I'll explain this right here. So this was a pattern move, right? Which means it has repeated before many times. You see you have rejection from here, rejection, 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 and this was a liquidity sweep, right? Price comes here, takes out traders or just collects more orders, and price reverses. And the reason why I say that this happened before is because I've seen it happen many times, right? And the thing is, looking at it after the move that happens is my mistake, right? And let me just go back to this. So resisted to break above, look, resisted many times, liquidity sweep right here, and price reverses heavy. So right after here you have the 30-minute closing very strong, right? Right here you have this huge doji closing strong and below the moving average, and you can't really control the sweep right here. You can control how you react after. So this was my reaction. I ended up, this was not after, this was during the sweep, right? Price pushed down and then eventually moved higher, and then never buy after having liquidity like this, because sometimes price is just gonna go like it did crazy. Buy on levels or after candle closure. So like I was saying, 1 hour closed right here, very strong, right? 30-minute, 1 hour, 15, all of them closed very strong after this candle, which means there are more sellers on the market than buyers, and that's the reason why I think my reaction was wrong, because we had two confirmations, right? Well, actually more than two, because you have the 15, 30, 1 hour all being bearish. You have price closing below the moving average, and then you also have the 4 hour rejecting from this area, and then you also have on the 15-minute you also have the this area being rejected from, right, the 43, 44, 45 area. And so this became a lower high, right, and also below the moving average. So overall I think so the reaction that I had was looking for buys, and I didn't enter any buys except for this one at this moment. I only entered buys right down here, and this is where I took majority of my losses today, because like I explained in the previous video where I just posted yesterday, I was expecting a touch on the demand and then a reversal after that. So we did touch on this area but we ended up going higher for a little bit right here. So we ended up moving higher for a little bit, and this area is where I had basically my second order right here. We reversed, it was actually something like this. Yeah, from this area we have this touch, we have a couple of touches here, and then we just reverse from here, as you can see on the 15. And I was up right here about 2.6% in the trade, right? So it wasn't exactly this trade, but I had entries around here, the 87, and then another entry around the 4300. And on this trade alone, I was up about 2.6 on top of the 1.2 I was already realized for the day. So that would have put me at above close to 4% on the day, and I didn't close and the trade reversed. So I opened again and ended up being down 4.2. Then I opened another trade, ended up being down 7.8. And as you guys can see right now, the market, I had this retest on demand, which it did, but eventually we broke below this area, made a retest, and now we're making lower lows now, right? And so the market is trending very, very bearish, right? This whole time we are pushing down, and it is kind of crazy to see because we had topped at the 5,000 range, and then from that moment on we had these highs right here about 48.91, and since then we have just been going down and down and down. And yeah, just my take for this is trade the direction, right? And I was wrong, and now I'll just step down and just wait and see what the market is going to do. And if I'm looking for buys, I guess I will have to wait patiently for a high, a higher low, and some move to the higher highs, right? So yeah, just waiting for the next setup and for the next couple of trades.